Do you guys have a particular goal when it comes to your FBA business? I.e., is there some initial goal you want to hit, whatever it is? Be it a certain number in inventory, be it number of sales, be it X amount of dollars per payout, per month, or a year. Is there some sort of specific goal that you are trying to achieve with the business, or in the business rather? Of course, there's other goals that are outside of the business that you can do with the business. So as an example, my initial goal in the business is to make 10 sales a day, every day, regardless of the time of the month or the time of year. So that is at least around 300 sales a month, give or take. That is during the leaner months, like February, like these times right now, which are not during the prime book selling months and not during the holidays. This little stretch here of 5 or so months is a little bit slower, but compared to the other ones. So you've probably heard this before if you've been watching my videos. And so that's my initial goal within the business, is to make 10 sales a day. Rather, I should say that's my first big goal. My initial goal was to make a sale a day, which I surpassed a while ago. So now, no matter what, I'm getting a sale a day. I'm getting more than a sale a day. I'm getting more like 4 a day, averaged out over the month. So now I'm building up towards 10, which I should get. Hopefully, once I hit August and get through August into the holidays, I should be doing that. I should definitely be doing that by this time next year or beginning of next year. That's my first big goal, because I know with 10 sales a day comes a lot of income for myself and for our family. And so that's going to be a big, big game changer for us. And anything I make beyond that will be even a bigger game changer. My next big goal would be to double that, really, 20 sales a day and beyond. And then my probably biggest goal would be to break 6 figures doing FBA. So these are all big, lofty goals, and little by little I'm working towards them. And all of those goals in the business have a direct impact to my life and my family's life outside of the business. What are some goals you have? Do you think about those goals? Have you written them down, or do you have them in your head? But at least you know what they are, or are you just kind of going at this, figuring it out, and then you're going to kind of come up with goals? Because once I started doing this and I started seeing sales and I was making money and this was working, then I got more consistent about sourcing and shipping. And now I'm shipping even more frequently than I was before. Then I started to see that I could actually hit my goals, and that the goals were realistic and I could actually make them come true. It would just take consistent effort and consistent work. That's the big thing, consistency. Do you think, number one, that goals are important for this business? Specifically for doing FBA, is it important to have goals? Do you think it's not that important, that you should just kind of do it, and as it happens, and whatever happens, etc.? Or do you think, which is kind of how I feel, is that you set a goal, you work towards it, and you hit it, you're happy, clearly, right? And then you set another goal and you work towards it. You work towards that goal. Goal is not the happiest point, right? It's the process as well. It's having those little successes along the way, finding out what works for this business and how it can work for you, and how much money you can make and how much sales you can make and where you can find books, etc., etc. The whole process is the most fun part. Hitting the goal is just sort of the cherry on the pie, and you can kind of sit back for a second and look back at your hard work and what you've done and what you've accomplished. So I kind of see goals as important. It motivates me because I know with that, hitting that goal, that's a big potential game changer for me and my family. And I know beyond that, 10 sales a day is even bigger, right? Doubling that would be huge. That would be 600 or so sales a month, which would be an insane amount of sales and an insane amount of money. Do you want to go full time with this eventually? Do you just want to stay part time and see how many sales you can make and how much money you can make at this part time? I am not sure yet if I want to do full time. We'll see, but I want to see how far I can grow this with the current time that I have allotted for it, which is not that much. And it's grown incredibly, and I'm halfway to my goal of 10 sales a day. I'm positive I can do it just doing this very part-time. So, which kind of shows me that if I were to put in double the amount of time I'm putting in now, which would not be like a full-time job, maybe putting like 20 hours a week of sourcing versus 8 or 10, I would see even more sales and even more money my inventory would grow exponentially. So I'm just curious to know if you keep goals in mind and if they're important to you, or as you go along, do you set new goals, or you don't really care, you just kind of going along and doing what you can. Because some people, I understand it, you're not that into goals. Others are really into them. So it's just kind of a good way to challenge yourself, though, to see if you can hit those goals. So I went to a thrift store this morning and got some books. So I'm kind of back as Book Bandit because I've been doing a lot of CDs and now these VCRs and that sort of thing. But books are definitely my favorite and my main thing. I just haven't been sourcing them as much lately. Although my last shipment comprised of mostly books, to be honest. It was more than half books, so it's not like I'm falling off with books, but just been dabbling in other things kind of to diversify and try to boost my inventory and prepare for the months to come and into the holidays. So I went to the thrift store, found some good stuff. Didn't find a ton of stuff, but it's a typical one for me where I find about 15 or so books and found a few good ones going for over 20 bucks.
Bought some books today. The Book Bandit is back. Not a ton of books, but books nonetheless. And a VHS tape.
And some low-ranked ones that'll move fast, so it's a good mixture. And got them for mostly 35 to 55 cents and a few 85 and 99 cent ones, and I believe there was one that was $1.50, but that one was going to move really fast, so it was worth it to me. Hopefully you're going to hit some yard sales possibly today or tomorrow. I looked up some yard sales for Saturday and found some in my area that might be good to go to, saying they had books and some other stuff, so might be worth it. Those can be the places where you can really clean up and really find some great deals. And another thing I just want to mention here, the guy that I bought the big CD lot from, the 550 CDs, a few months past, not the one I got recently, contacted me and said he has a lot of 700 books that he's trying to get rid of. And so he sent me photos of them so I can take a look at them. And just briefly looking at them, I saw there was a lot of stuff that didn't look that great. But I'll go take a look at them and see what happens. Cross my fingers. It might not be, just based on the photos, might not be the best book lot. I might have to pass on it. But hopefully, if I can at least get 10-20% of good books that are going to sell for $5 to $10 of profit. Even if I can pull about 100 books out of it that I'll make $5 to $10 on, 500 to $600-700 bucks, it could be worth it. It could be, but we'll see. I'll have to go and check the titles because there's just a lot of the smaller paperbacks that didn't look so great. But we'll see, and I'll let you know. And as always, remember, keep booking.